talking about the kids today, when we see Gen Z, these are the first kind of generation who grow entirely into digital platform, right? The way we grew up in our young, we were having something to write down, but today guys are more into your mobile phone, or even if they have to type something, they have laptop, etc. Now, how do you think that the rise of typing affect mental writing?
Okay. Uh, so let me focus here on simply, as you said, there is just no use of pen and paper in today's era.
Yeah.
We all know that our hand palm has our entire body points.
Yeah.
And the thumb over here, this is called the brain point. And that's the whole reason when we hold a pen or a pencil, your brain point, the way the pointer and the thumb finger, the way we hold it, that's where automatically the brain point is getting pressed. And that's the whole reason, it's again, the neurological changes that is required essentially is happening continuously. And when you talk about typing, there is just no use of the thumb at all.
Absolutely.
So there is nowhere that this muscle is being, worked at all. So a simple difference, when we look at our ancestors, they used to do their simple day-to-day accounts, their management of money, everything by writing each day.
Yeah.
And that's how, even in their latter ages of life, latter days, they used to remember so much, because this pathway, this thumb to this entire, to your brain, this pathway was worked and worked and worked and worked. But in today's era, wherein this is not even taken care. In fact, I do work with students also, and I have IB kids coming in, and they say that, ma'am, today we were just using iPad. We didn't even get a chance to even barely write one line. So that's what puts me on a mission that, I've got to be literally, closing ties with IB schools, and, what is the importance and why is it essential? At least, definitely not as the pattern of their study, but then they could literally have one of the, periodical, in each day. That's how important it is to work on this muscle.
Absolutely.
And that child of mine very sweetly says, just because I know what's the importance, I will just pick up my rough book in my break, I'll finish my tiffin and I'll do my graphology practice. And, that's it. And his friends keep asking, what are you doing? So he keeps giving them insights. Why are you supposed to hold the pen this way? What is it, the left brain and the right brain. So while I sit with my kids, I keep giving them insights, why it is important and how is it working with you. Because these days kids need logic. They can't just, accept as, we know. So, yes. So.
Oh, absolutely. That makes sense as well. This reminds me one of the exam which I was writing these days. Long ago, when we were kids, we used to write because there was no phones except the typewriters, which we did not have access to. But with the advent of this laptops and all those computers, iPads, everything, it's almost we have forgotten all of it, how to write. And when I was writing exam, it was like a way difficult for me. Like first the hand was paining, and then I almost lost touch of writing for very long, 3 hours. So was too difficult. So processing that, again, similar thing what we used to do like a decade back or 2 decades back, it's like a nightmare. In this aspect, when you are on this mission, right, to making sure that, okay, let's start writing again. Let's do the writing again. And that's what you are emphasizing with many of your school colleagues, or maybe to whomsoever you are speaking. How do you think that blend would really happen? Do you think it's possible today in this fast-paced life where people are very much used to this, using the laptops and the iPads, etc.? You want to throw some light there?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that we're going to stop using any of the gadgets. Of course, to manage our work and the way we are used to, that would happen. But along with that, simple practices of handwriting is so essential, is what I have to say. So we have certain strokes with kids wherein it literally helps them in focusing, building up concentration. So when parents come to me and they say that my child, he knows the answers, but when it comes down during exam time, they're not able to pen it down, put it down in the given time frame, or probably it's processing here, but when it comes to putting it down on the paper, it doesn't really happen. It doesn't match. So there are strokes and practices which we suggest, which helps the child to, literally put down things on the paper with speed, with what, the mind is processing, how does it go? So that's how it helps. It helps them in focusing and concentration. So
No, absolutely.
that
There are
factor, yeah.
there are many advantages which obviously you just mentioned. But apart from it, I think it gives you a kind of relaxation as well. We as an adult, when we try penning down something with respect to your thought process, what you have done, gives you like a went out machine, went out way of doing things.
In fact, I would just like to pause here and just tell you. So, as you said, we are all so used to our way of working. So even with this, chaotic or fast-paced or whatever your schedule is, just small habit of finishing up your day with just a pen and paper, and when you just write down what were the effective things that you could do today, gives your brain a realization that I was being so productive today. So basically, a connection to self is what builds up. And even when you write a simple letter to yourself that how do you see yourself tomorrow, that gives your mind a connection. And the next day when the mind gets up, it's already ready, prepared deep within that, that's my goal. And these are the smaller, to-do list for the day. And that's how I have to, go ahead. So basically, it builds up a deep connection to your own soul is what I have to say.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times it's happening that there is so much of information that we are grabbing in, but process hi nahi ho raha hai. So we see so many videos. There is so much of motivation that, each one seeks from the videos. But when it comes to doing things, why is it not happening? Ye connect kahan chhoot raha hai?
Yeah.
So that's what this gets you.
Perfect. इसमें एक सवाल और आता है वो आपके सिग्नेचर को लेके. अगर हम बात करें तो मोस्टली जो मैंने सुना है ग्राफोलॉजी के बारे में, they almost talk mostly on the signature side.
Yeah.
I think we all, including Gen Z and including all of us as well, very brand focused these days. And obviously in graphology, this signature is the public mask. Are you seeing any sort of disconnect between how the kids write their names and the personality that is shown in their regular text? Do you find any sort of differences
between the signature and the way they write is what you're saying, right? Yeah, so firstly, I'd like to say is signature is basically just giving a gist about what handwriting is all about. वो कहते हैं ना पेन किलर लिया तो क्विक रेमेडी हो गई. सो वैसे ही हमने सिग्नेचर पे काम किया तो you start getting the change, and that's when people feel that no, this really is something that I can connect with. And that's how when we start your daily writing practices, it gets deeper and deeper. And as you said, do you see a disconnect between the signature and the handwriting? Yes. So in fact, these days I have a lot of close relatives living abroad, and as simple as the way they hold their pen, that's also so different. That's not even right. So the way their letters are formed, it's either flying in the air. There is no groundedness. There is no letter formation that's, perfectly. So that reveals a lot about the person. And in the process, when a child comes out from high school and says that I want to do my startup, even if you're talking about a scenario in India, undergrads, or, someone coming out from a junior college would, say that I want to make a startup and think about this, that. But then when it comes about, signature is basically a leadership quality within. It shows how, you are as a self-leader, a cheerleader to your own self, and how do you show up to the world. So the way you, design your signature, form your signature, whether it's, just the initials or whether it's just your name or it's just your surname, it makes a whole lot of difference. So there is just no connection between the signature and the handwriting.
And do you think the signature also reflects one's personality? If yes, how?
It does, but to some extent. And how I would say is when a person says that I want to make my own name and fame, a simple thing I would like to show. A person says that I want to build up my own career, make name, fame, but is not able to. And it's been a couple of years that, he or she's been working, but still not seeking, where they see themselves. And when we look at the signature style is, just writing their initial Raksha Jain. Yeah. So it's just a surname that is coming into picture, which shows that it's always going to be a family through which you're going to be known. You won't be able to make up your name because your signature doesn't even reveal your whole name.
So if I go back a little bit in our young days, like, how all of this signature thing and the handwriting thing comes at the first place, right? And what I'm talking that when we were young kids and even kids of today, it's like our parents taught us, or maybe our teachers taught us that what are the ways of writing. They even don't understand, or they never understood what's the importance of it. All they were cared that your handwriting should be beautiful, right? It should everyone should able to read that. That's all they wanted to care about. Even of course the nuances of it, like yourself, which we are dissecting right now, wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Like if I take my example, I did not know how to make a sign. I copied my father's sign, honestly.
Yeah.
He was writing some B something and then do all of it, do all the signature, and then I have chosen my initials and then do the rest of the things. Where I'm coming from is like how one should make a signature which actually reflects the personality. Now back then we did not know about it. Okay, this is the thing is happening really, but today we are getting to know that okay, this is a significant part of life that might reflect your personality, that might correlate with your upcoming future success as well. What do you suggest for the people today who are actually wanting
Just
to
starting up?
be a little more better when they do a signature or something like that, right? So how do they inculcate this practice in themselves, and who will teach them? I think most of us and even the parents as well, or the teachers as well, are not aware of it. So how do they get this thing right from the beginning so that things would be good for them?
So when you talk about beginning, that's the whole point, because back then it was just more about how the entire presentation of the handwriting looks, not how each letter should be formed. I can share 3 points what an effective signature should have. A is a signature should always have a complete name and the surname. Second, a signature should always be in an upward direction, a 45-degree angle. And the initial of the signature of the name should always be bigger than the rest of the name.
Okay, right.
So, yeah.
Interesting.